Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has suspended his senior special assistant on print media, Wale Ajetumobi. This was disclosed in a statement issued by the governor's special advisor on media and publicity, Gboyega Akoshile. Ajetumobi's suspension comes on the heels of the misrepresentation of facts on his personal X account on a post-incident, according to the statement. The Ebonyi State Governor Francis Nwifuru has suspended the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Moses Ekuma, and his Housing and Urban Development counterpart, Francis Ori. A statement issued by the Commissioner for Information and State Orientation, Jude Okpo, stated that following cases of gross misconduct and dereliction of duties by some government officials and matters related thereto, the chairman of council directed the indefinite suspension of the Honorable Commissioner for Housing and Urban Development and 3-month suspension of the Honorable Commissioner for Health, respectively. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, is set to unveil the School Protection Squad in Ogun State. The initiative is aimed at enhancing and promoting the safety and security of schools across the state. According to a statement released by the Ogun State Police Command spokesperson Omolola Odutola, the initiative will be inaugurated during a 2-day event themed capacity building for security agencies and other stakeholders. Governor Alex Oti of Abia State has urged the Nigerian army to end the alleged harassment and humiliation of travelers at military checkpoints across the state. There are reports that travelers are often forced to disembark from their vehicles and cross checkpoints on foot. Sometimes their hands raised while truck conveying traders are allowed to pass freely with passengers on board. Addressing the issue after the State Executive Council meeting held at the governor's country home, the security advisor to the governor, McDonald Uba, revealed that OT has warned security agents against such practices. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Party, has said the annual loss of Nigeria's gross domestic product from malaria exceeds $1.1 billion. Party said this at the inaugural meeting of the Advisory on Malaria Elimination in Nigeria in Abuja. A statement issued by the ministry's Deputy Director of Information and Public Relations, Alaba Balogu, stated that Party described malaria as not just a health crisis, but an economic and developmental emergency that must be eliminated. Party says the unveiling of the advisory body is a bold and decisive step to confront and address the disease. The federal government has directed tertiary institutions in the country to establish sexual assault referral centers to address cases of students offering lecturers sex in exchange for good grades, harassment, and gender-based violence on campuses. The Minister of Women Affairs, Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, affirmed these at the National Summit held in Abuja by Alliances for Africa in collaboration with the Committee on Gender Directives in Nigeria to kick off the 16 Days of Activism campaign against gender-based violence. The directive comes 3 days after the Federal University in Oye-Ekiti cleared a female student, Ramota Olanloye, to graduate following the remarking of her final year examination scripts. In a landmark move to boost tourism and hospitality industry, Imo State government has signed a memorandum of understanding with Hilton Group with the aim of repositioning the state as a destination for both business and leisure. At the signing of the MOU in Owerri, the Imo State capital, Governor Hope Uzodinma says Hilton Group will manage Concord Hotel for the next 25 years, which formed part of the agreement. Here is Amarachi Ibe's report.
The ongoing renovation of Concord Hotel was first inspected by Governor Hope Uzodinma and the Hilton Group to ascertain the level of work. The governor highlighted that the partnership with the Hilton Group would elevate Concord Hotel into international standard and will further boost the tourism potentials of Imo State.
I think we must encourage the inflow of people, traffic to this place. What is more, if Hilton is operating this hotel, it brings Imo State name to the world map. It means that using the Hilton honors, you can decide you can do business. It also means that you can sit any part of the world and make reservation using the facilities of Hilton Group. I don't think there is any better hotel chain, that can manage this hotel better than Hilton.
Governor Hope Uzodimma also said that the funding of the project was solely by the state government, which he said would cost an initial budget of 18 billion naira, with no plans to borrow funds for its execution.
The contract for the full rehabilitation of the hotel to Recon Engineering to the tune of slightly above 18 billion naira. It is our hope that they will complete the project within record time. Our initial contract period was to be 12 months. But today they've confirmed to me that they will finish in 9 months.
The Senior Director of Development for Europe, the Middle East and Africa at the Hilton said the group was honored to collaborate with the Imo State government and look forward to lasting relationship with the Imo State government.
It's an honor to be able to have this opportunity to bring our world-renowned brand to Owerri. We are very much looking forward to a long-lasting, successful business relationship. Thank you. We're honored.
The event culminated in signing of the Memorandum of Understanding at the Government House, marking a significant milestone for the project. It is hoped that this new development will put Concord Hotel on track to becoming a world-class facility, reinforcing Imo State's position as a hub for tourism and hospitality in Nigeria. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
In another development, the federal government says it is taking comprehensive steps to end insecurity in the southeast region. Minister of Defense Muhammad Badaru disclosed this in Imo State Government House Owerri when he paid a courtesy visit to Governor Hope Uzodimma. Our correspondent Amarachi Ibe completes the report.
The visit came shortly after a high-level security meeting held in Enugu, where leaders discussed strategies to address regional security challenges. The Minister of Defense Mohammed Badru Abubakar said,
"We had meeting with his support in Enugu with all the security stakeholders, that is the youth group, the chiefs and the CSOs, all from the southeast, and we have robust discussions, and they have contributed very well on how we can improve security in the southeast."
Addressing pressmen after the visit, Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma said, with the latest development, insecurity would be minimized in the zone.
I think we are coming almost to the end of the tunnel, and we will soon see light. The thing about insurgency, kidnapping and all manner of criminalities in the southeast will soon become a thing of the past. As for the Uletide, our people, the security agencies here, they are prepared and are well equipped.
On his part, the General Officer commanding 82 Division Enugu, Major General Hassan Dada, called on the misled youths in the southeast to give up their arms and embrace peace.
We make sure that the youth are just the way it took place last year, that you will be without crime or minimal level of crime within this festive period. And for all the youths think that have been misled one way or the other with the latest development, they should please come forward, give up their arms and allow peace to reign in the land. And we are there to support them. We will engage them and see how they can be useful to their own lives and make the society grow.
The visit by the Defense Minister signals renowned efforts to tackle insecurity in the southeast, as residents hope that this engagement will yield lasting peace and improve safety. From Government House, Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
The police operatives in Katsina State have successfully rescued 14 passengers from kidnapping by bandits in Danarao village in Magama, Jibia local government area. The police spokesperson of the command, ASP Abubakar Aliyu, made this known in a statement. He says that the incident occurred on Sunday, explaining further that suspected armed bandits attacked two commercial vehicles on the road with the intent of abducting the occupants. Aliyu, however, revealed that two rescued victims suffered gunshot injuries and were rushed to the hospital for immediate medical attention, adding that efforts were ongoing to apprehend the fleeing suspects as the investigation proceeds. As part of efforts to combat the Lukarawa sect, the federal government will deploy more military personnel and formations in the states where the terrorists operate. The Sokoto state government asserted that it was concerned about the lives and property of its people, noting that the security topped its 9-point agenda. The special advisor on security matters to Governor Ahmed Aliyu, Colonel Ahmed Usman, says the federal government promised to deploy more security operatives in the state to tackle the sect that attacked Mera village, Kebbi State, leaving 17 residents dead November 8. Nigerians have expressed concern over weight gain pap for babies being sold by TikTok user, urging the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) to probe the product. The controversy began after some ex-users raised alarm about the safety of the product, which is marketed as an organic solution to help babies gain weight. In a post on X, popular Nigerian health influencer Dr. Chinonso Egbemba, better known as Aproko Doctor, urged NAFDAC to take immediate action. Kaduna State Police Command says it has arrested no fewer than 523 suspects for various criminal offenses across the state between October and November 2024. The Commissioner of Police, Ibrahim Abdullahi, disclosed this during a press briefing at the command headquarters in the state capital. Abdullahi says that the arrests were made for crimes including kidnapping, cattle rustling, phone snatching, and rape. He also revealed that several arms and ammunition were recovered, including 5 AK-47 rifles, 2 pistols, and 1 submachine gun. Highlighting the command's achievement, he says 102 kidnapped victims were rescued during the operations. You're watching Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, Port Harcourt Refinery begins operations. Details of this, as well as foreign and sports stories, coming right after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you a live broadcast of the Midday News. In business, the National Assembly questioned President Bola Tinubu's request for loan as some revenue-generating agencies of the federal government disclosed that they had already surpassed their budgetary revenue target for 2024. The chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, says the federal government generated 1.5 trillion naira in education tax, a substantial amount above its 70 billion naira target. Adedeji made this known during an interactive session with the National Assembly's Joint Committee on Finance, Budget and National Planning on 2025 to 2027 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy paper. The Nigerian Navy says a total of 8.1 million barrels of stolen crude oil, 86,500 metric tons of illegally refined automotive gas oil have been recovered by operatives of the service in various operations in the last 4 years. The Chief of Navy Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, revealed the figures while briefing journalists on the activities of the service in Abuja. Kike Lamokere has details.
The Chief of the Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, who was represented by the of Training and Operations, Rear Admiral Olusegun Ferreira says troops arrested 181 speedboats, 1,453 wooden boats laden with stolen products, 118 vehicles, and destroyed 8,790 storage tanks. It further reveals that a total of 392 suspected oil thieves have been arrested and 122 barges and deactivated 1,528 illegal refining sites also have been destroyed within the period under review.
This period, the Nigerian Navy also deactivated over 1,528 illegal refining sites and 8,790 storage tanks, and arrested 392 suspected oil thieves. The suspects were handed over to relevant law enforcement agencies for further investigation and prosecution.
He says, despite the sterling performances, there have been misinterpretation in certain quarters aimed at tarnishing the image of the Nigerian Navy. The Chief of Training and Operations says the misinterpretation are peddled by mischief makers whose freedom of action in oil theft have been severely degraded by the Nigerian Navy. He reiterated the Nigerian Navy's commitment to several strategic initiatives such as presidential crude oil barging regime.
However, some unpatriotic elements are determined to plunder the country's oil resources for personal gains through oil theft and other acts of economic sabotage. Over the years, the Nigerian Navy emplaced measures to address the scourge of oil theft. In this regard, the Nigerian Navy conducts anti-oil theft, anti-piracy, anti-smuggling, and anti-illegal fishing operations, amongst other functions. Anti-oil theft operations remain the Navy's most critical function due to the contribution of oil revenue to Nigeria's economic survival.
Ferreira also stressed the Nigerian Navy's commitment to transparency, working with other regulators in the monitoring and enforcement of approval granted to operators to lift crude oil and other refined products. He says this enables the Nigerian Navy to ensure compliance for legitimate upstream and downstream operations on behalf of the regulators. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
The Port Harcourt Refining Company Limited in Rivers State has commenced processing crude oil production. Olufemi Shonaya, spokesperson of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, disclosed this in a statement. Shonaya says truck loading will also commence on Tuesday, today, adding that the NNPCL is also working tirelessly to bring the Warri refinery back online. This comes after several failed commencement deadlines. The Association of Bureau de Change of Nigeria has revealed that the Central Bank of Nigeria has extended the deadline for BDC operators to recapitalize by 6 months. The APCON president, Aminu Gwadabe, revealed this during a virtual general meeting with members. With this extension, the new deadline for the recapitalization will be June 3rd, 2025. In May, the CBN issued new operational guidelines for BDCs, which became effective June 3rd, directing all existing BDCs to reapply for a new license according to the preferred categories and meet the minimum capital requirements for the license category applied for within 6 months from the effective date of the guidelines. The federal government will continue its nationwide consultations on the digital economy and e-governance bill, with plans to visit 4 more states this week. This follows earlier discussions in 16 states aimed at gathering input from all regions to shape the legal framework for Nigeria's digital economy. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, says in a statement obtained that the upcoming consultations will take place in Kebbi, Oyo, Anambra, and Sokoto states. The sessions are part of a broader initiative to ensure the proposed bill reflects the diverse needs of Nigeria's digital landscape. The Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company PLC has ramped up efforts to combat energy theft across its network. In a statement released by its spokesperson, Busolami Tunwashe, The DISCO announced a partnership with the Special Investigation and Prosecution Task Force on Electricity Offenses to identify, investigate, and prosecute individuals involved in energy theft. The statement quoted the firm's acting managing director, Francis Agoha, as reiterating the company's zero-tolerance policy on energy theft, warning of severe consequences for offenders. He disclosed that over 8,000 cases of energy theft, including meter bypass and tampering, were recorded between January and October 2024, resulting in financial losses amounting to hundreds of millions of naira. The Kano State Board of Internal Revenue Service has sealed the head office of Max Air Limited for failing to remit over 190 million naira pay as UN, as well as other liability taxes accruing from 2012 to 2017. The Director of Debt Management and Enforcement of KIRS, Madam Ibrahim Abdullahi, says the company has failed to respond to some correspondence sent to it by the service, adding that they were forced to secure a court order to seal the company's office. The enforcement team also sealed the office of Dantata and Sawe Construction Companies situated along Zaria Road for defaulting to remit to the service over 241 million naira and outstanding withholding tax liabilities. On the foreign scene, Donald Trump says he will hit China, Mexico, and Canada with new tariffs on day one of his presidency, in an effort to force them to crack down on illegal migration and drug smuggling into the U.S. The U.S. President-elect says he would sign an executive order imposing a 25% tariff on all goods coming from Mexico and Canada after being inaugurated on 20th January 2025. He also says an additional 10% tariff will be levied on China until its government cracked down on fentanyl smuggling to the U.S. Defense ministers from Germany, France, Poland, Italy, and the UK are set to meet in Berlin to discuss measures to strengthen security and defense in Europe. Russia's targeting of Ukraine with a new medium-range missile, though to have implications for all of Europe, is likely to play a major role during discussions. Donald Trump, set to be inaugurated on January 20th, has demanded that Europe invest significantly more money in its own security and is expected to cut military aid to Ukraine. In sports now, Team Nigeria continues to showcase their prowess at the second African Military Games, Abuja 2024, with remarkable performances at the shooting range of Shitu Alao Barak, Kefi, on day 4 of the competition. The Nigerian shooting team triumphed in the men's 200-meter rifle prone position, claiming both individual and team gold. Sergeant Moses of the Nigerian Army, competing on target 9, topped the field with an impressive 217 points, securing the gold medal. He held the lead from the start, scoring 52 points in the opening round and maintained his momentum throughout, despite strong challenges from Tunisia's Sif Azizi, who finished second with 208 points, while Algeria's Benatia Keradine took third with 204 points. That's it on Midday News, and it came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276, and free to air on Nightcomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching, and see you again.